favorite Weasel movies, based on, as in Jurassic Park, based on a novel by Michael Crichton. So these next few minutes, think of them as a consumer advice, consumer advocate instruction on how to avoid getting taken at the movies. By using their Weasel words, based on, Hollywood has tremendous freedom to take whatever liberties they want with a story. For a novel, they start out with the premise of the story arc, and a collection of characters. At that point, they can take that and mold it and shift it and squish it this way and pull it that way to fit their outline of what the movie should be. And mark my words, the story always has to fit the outline. The outline is never true to the story. For example, The Hobbit. The Hobbit's a relatively slim novel. Tolkien intended for it to be for young adults, children. Hollywood takes it and turns it into a 3-movie, 8-hour extravaganza. To do that, they had to pull the movie apart, or pull the novel apart, add storylines, add characters, probably take out characters, alter events to create this Frankenstein Hobbit to be able to meet their intention of this epic set of movies. Now, there's nothing wrong with creating an epic set of movies. That's great. They're entertaining, they're exciting, very good. But Hollywood should be a little bit more transparent, a little bit more upfront about their intentions. There should be warning labels similar to warning labels on cigarettes. For a movie, it might be something like, because we have no original ideas of our own, we base this movie very loosely on Tolkien's novel. And we've taken tremendous liberties with the story. In reality, this movie is The Hobbit in name. Okay, the lawyers can condense that down, make it a little more punchy. It's one thing to abuse a writer's art. It's another to actually defame historic characters. When Hollywood makes a biopic, they have a formula they use. Their character has to overcome adversity, transcendence, recognition. It's the 3-step process. Adversity, recognition, transcendence. And so they have to take that person's life and fit it into that outline. And again, in doing so, they will alter events, they'll add characters, they'll remove characters, they will change characters, they will add events, subtract events, whatever they have to do to get it to fit into that little formula. That even means demeaning or slandering a historical character. The worst case of this is the treatment of the classical composer Antonio Salieri from the movie Amadeus. Now, Amadeus was the story of Mozart's life in the late 1700s in Vienna. Mozart himself did not have any abnormal circumstances or have to overcome a lot of burdens in his life. His genius was recognized from a very young age. And he always had opportunities to compose his music and share it with the world. But Hollywood needs a villain for him to overcome. So they take Salieri and they turn him into a mediocre hack of a composer who is insanely jealous of Mozart's talent to the point where he renounces his faith in God. He comes up with different schemes to thwart Mozart's success whenever he can, and devises a scheme to the point where he murders Mozart. That is the exact opposite of the real Salieri. Salieri was born dirt poor and rose to become the prominent composer of operas in the late 18th century. He composed 40 operas. He also became the music director of the Royal Habsburg Court. He was well respected and even acted as composition teacher to Beethoven, Schubert, and Liszt. So the guy knew what he was doing. His relationship with the younger Mozart was one of professional friendship. Many times Salieri went out of his way to promote some of Mozart's operas for him. After Mozart died, his widow, Costanzi, even arranged to have Salieri tutor their son, Franz Xaver. So the real life Salieri was completely the opposite of what was portrayed in the movie. However, contemporary audiences don't know Salieri. His music isn't played that much. They don't know his music. Combine that with the tremendous acting performance by F. Murray Abraham from the movie, and people think the movie Salieri is the real Salieri. Unfortunately, Salieri has no descendants left alive to defend him either in the court of law or the court of public opinion. Just another victim of Hollywood doing whatever they can to create their movie based on it. Now, abusing an author's work or slandering a historic character is not a big problem in this world. We've got many other issues to deal with. This is more of a consumer tip so that you can be aware of the bait and switch tactics Hollywood uses to sell movies. Nobody likes to be taken for a sucker. So the next time you're inclined to go see a based on movie, I have two suggestions. The first is go in with incredibly low expectations that Hollywood is going to be anywhere accurate with the source material. The other is do some research, look online for movie reviews that might help explain just how accurate Hollywood is with their portrayal. If you do that, then based on your research, you will know whether the movie is worth your time or money. Mr.